Tuesday, November 27th, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, we're going to start out over in Switzerland, where a gentleman has sent me something quite unusual that he observed in the sky. His name is Colin, and in his email, he had capitalized OMG at what he saw in the sky. And this is where he saw it, in Dietkan, Switzerland. And this is what he saw. Looks like an apparent giant triangle in the sky, and that's how he interpreted this when he saw it firsthand. He took some pictures of it. It almost looked like it was moving through the sky real slowly, as if it were cloaked. You can see it's got what I call backdraft. You can see these clouds going not only horizontally but vertically on the back end of this thing. And I'm going to show you another feature too that sticks out when you adjust the filter. There are two matching features at the end or at the back side of this thing that aren't quite visible now, but you'll be able to see them here in just a minute whenever I adjust the contrast and lighting and things. But he was just completely in awe at how big this thing was and how out of place it was in the sky with respect to the other clouds. It just didn't fit in. And you could see it looked like there was movement that was being influenced by something in the sky. The clouds were being drugged that created this like wind-like phenomena, but he thinks it was created by a big triangle. And I'm going to stop this video here for just a second. You can see how it's kind of moving through the sky. It's a little farther behind the building, or buildings from his perspective. But back in October, it's been about a month ago, I did see a big, all I could see was a boomerang. There could have been more, I don't know, but I did see it in the western sky moving at a high rate of speed, extremely quiet. It wasn't necessarily cloaked, but it was at 5:18 in the morning. It was pitch dark. The only reason I saw it is because it did go over this direction by the moon, and I did see the edges, and I saw some dull red lights on the top that I don't think were lights. I think they were more of a window that showed the inside of this thing, even though you couldn't see anything, but real dull red light. But it was huge, much like what we're seeing over here. It was probably that big in size, just absolutely massive, and made no sound. And compared to anything on Earth, it, just never seen anything quite that big. Not even close, to be honest, especially moving in the sky. Here's a different filter, and you can see the clouds only on the back side of this triangle are being moved up and horizontally and vertically. Now here, I want you to pay attention to these features up here that are a little darker, and you can see how they match on the left and on the right. You'll see them a little better here in just a minute. But there are two features on the back side of this thing that match. Kind of neat. And then you can, of course, see the triangle going down through the center towards the front. Looks like it's moving away from the viewer right up here. There's a feature there and a feature over here. Here you can see it a little better. There's actually two, one on each side. They seem to be perfectly matched with each other. Here we go. Let me stop it right here. See it up here, see it over here, and then here and here. Perfect match. Looks like a cloaked big triangle, and the energy from this thing is moving these clouds, and these are the only clouds in the sky that are moving in that type of direction, horizontally and vertically, as they go across the back of this thing. And he was convinced that he saw a big triangle. That's just the presence it had when he took these photographs. That's why he took the photographs. So good job, Colin. Thanks for sharing. That comes out of Switzerland just a few days ago. Appreciate it, guys. In fact, I've got some other things I want to share with you real quick. Another triangle. I've tried to, at least that's what the viewer's telling us, and it's a little difficult to tell, but from the lights on the back of this thing, it was at night, taken by Amy from Warren, Ohio, and it's about 18 seconds long. It's not an airplane. She said it was big. You can see it's very staticky. She did the best she could. This is a house here, and it looks to be slanted. I'm going to play the video, and you can see that there's definitely something big in the sky that doesn't appear to be an airplane. If that was an airplane, it's totally on its side, like vertically. So I don't know. I tried many times to adjust the contrast and different things, but there was just way too much static in this video. You can see there's definitely something there, and she described it as a triangle. So a lot of those things being seen lately around the world, me personally, I've seen something that I've never seen before in my life. There it is. I drew a picture of it. They always say when you see these things, or anything like that in the sky, any type of unique moment, to draw it out on a piece of paper as soon as you can. And that's what I did. I saw this at 5:18 in the morning on October 25th, about a month ago. Came inside and drew it out on a piece of paper. And there's the neighbor's wall, or that's the wall that separates our house. There's the palm trees. That's where the moon was at. That's the west. And it was moving from east to west through the southern sky, and it tilted right over here by the moon. And honestly, if it hadn't have been for the moonlight that night, I wouldn't have seen it. It blended in absolutely perfectly with the night sky. I mean perfect. You could be sitting there looking right at it and not know it's there. In fact, I probably was. Who knows? This was sent in by Have Faith from Las Vegas, Nevada. Big halo on the horizon. You can see the sundogs on the left and on the right. They look like individual suns themselves sometimes, and this is one of those times, especially the one on the right. Very, very bright. Phenomenon we see once in a while, but not something you see every single day. Like Shawna saw here, she took a picture of what appears to be half of a horizontal halo, but on the horizon, if you look at the sun, it almost looks like we've got dual suns setting over here. Super interesting and good observation. Thanks for sharing, Shawna. I'm not exactly sure where this is from, but that is a good photograph. Looks like dual suns setting in the sky. I think that's a sunset. It might have been a sunrise. Got some other pictures. This was from Washington, sent in by Kris from Squim, and you can see the sun tucked in behind the clouds where it looks like a little planet, and that looks like the sun. So, to be honest, that is actually the solar disk, and the clouds are acting as a solar filter, almost like a H-alpha filter. If you ever look at the sun through an H-alpha filter safely through a solar telescope, that's what you're going to see. What we're seeing up here is more of like the corona, the big light that's emitted from the sun. That's actually the sun. Really neat photograph sent in by Kris from Washington. I think I've got one more here to share from Kris. Kind of a cool photo here. It almost looks like the moon, but that's the sun. Half illuminated. The clouds up here are acting like a filter again. Light this time is on the bottom instead of the top. Good photograph. I think that is another photograph from Colin from Switzerland, and yet another one from Switzerland, Colin. Great photographs, guys. Good observations. Thanks for sharing. You can find all of these in the Sky Phenomenon photo gallery here at the website, MrMBB333.com. Don't forget to check it out. We've got news stories updated daily in the newsroom that you can find at the top of the website here at the Daily Report. Stories are updated daily, sometimes multiple times a day. All of the boxes you see through the center here are real-time data that are updated at practically every hour. All of this stuff is real-time data. In fact, most of it's updated every 5 minutes. Schumann resonance, moon phase, which is just updated daily. Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery is right here where you're going to see those phenomenal pictures and videos. Real-time lightning maps, seismographs. You can email us photos if you've seen anything in the sky. We really enjoy Sky Phenomenon stuff to reports at MrMBB333.com. This is sun data here, monitoring the seismos at Yellowstone, and the ionosphere, solar wind speed, X-ray solar flares, and of course the Schumann resonance. A lot of good information if you want to stay up to speed with the Earth, Sun, and the things going on around our little planet. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day, and be safe out there.